Okay, so in this video, I want to share with you my top 3 favorite things about the all new Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus here. And I also want to share with you my top 3 least favorite things about this new tablet. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, first things first, there are so many things to love about this tablet, so it's going to be tough for me to pick, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick out a few things. The very first one that I want to start off with is the announcement that Samsung made about the update, the support, right? So with the new generation, starting with the Galaxy Tab S8 Plus and I believe the S22 and so forth, and moving forward, we will be seeing 4 years of support, right? So 4 major updates on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus and S8 and S8 Ultra and so forth. So that is one of the many things that I like about this particular tablet. It may not necessarily be specific to the tablet only, but it is definitely worth noting. So we will be seeing 4 years of software support along with up to 5 years of security updates. That is major, even though it doesn't necessarily apply to me because, you know, I'm always buying the newest tablet. It's just very good to see that those people who hang on to their tablet a little longer than I do will be able to still have their devices supported. But anyway, so let's go ahead and jump onto the next one here. The next, or my second favorite thing about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus is going to be the specs and performance. It is, of course, loaded with Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, right, which is a top level chipset, and when you combine that with 8 gigs of RAM, that actually gives you room for, you know, some high level of work. GPU performance has been just off the chart on here. Also, I've been able to edit videos. Rendering speed, very good, very well improved when compared to what we had on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, which, by the way, was not bad at all. So, you know, performance here, it is just top notch. It's a pro tablet, so it is expected that it's going to be this good. You know, you can take your productivity level to another level, right? So whether you're using Samsung DeX or whether you are just using the regular tablet mode, you know, doing multitasking, opening multiple windows, I haven't experienced any types of crash. It hasn't slowed down on me or anything like that. Like I said, multitasking, having things running in the background while you're doing something on the foreground, no issues whatsoever. I've been truly enjoying it. It's very impressive. And when it comes down to even playing games, right, like playing heavy games, it's been top notch as well. Call of Duty, Asphalt 9, you know, PUBG Mobile, all of that good stuff, along with many other heavy games, have played very well on this tablet here. The next one, or the third one that I want to bring up here, is going to be the Samsung S Pen. Not necessarily the pen itself, because it hasn't changed much, right? So the physical aspect of the pen is the same, but the technology now available that makes it so that this pen can hit 2.8 milliseconds in terms of latency is just unbelievable. That is extremely close to zero. That's like almost zero lag, right? And you can immediately notice that it affects, you know, your user experience. It enhances your user experience. So whether you're drawing or just taking down notes, it is just so nice to be taking down notes and writing, and you see almost zero lag. And when you compare this to the S Pen used on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, you could definitely see that there's a slight difference. Remember, on there you have 9 milliseconds as far as the latency goes, and here is a whopping 2.8. That is very impressive. Of course, it works when combined with the technology inside the tablet itself, right? So I mean, if you were to take this to use this on the regular Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, you wouldn't get 2.8 milliseconds in terms of the latency. All right, and I still want to go ahead and add one last one here, and that's going to be the camera, right? So the cameras have been upgraded. For the main camera, you now have a 16 megapixel for the, you know, the wide, and then the ultra wide, you have a 6 megapixels on the back here, which actually take pretty nice pictures and videos. In the front facing camera, you do have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, which is really nice because it has that extra feature, which is the auto framing feature that adjusts the camera, well, adjust the frames to make sure that all the subjects are kept within the frame. That is very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about my top 3 least favorite things about this tablet. Now, it's gonna be kind of tough because this tablet is just that good. It's very good, but it doesn't mean there isn't anything not to like about a tablet, right? So there are a couple, but I feel like I'm going to be reaching. The very first thing that I don't like about this tablet is going to be the design. And I'm not talking about the design itself in terms of I don't like the design. If anything, I actually love this design. I think in terms of tablets, this is one of the best when it comes down to any tablet out there. Of course, this is subjective, right? So some people are gonna like, the Lenovo or the Mi Pad or the iPad, whatever the case may be. The reason I have it in my least favorite things or least favorite features is the fact that the design stayed the same. So that's what I don't like. Not that I don't like the design. The design stayed the same. It looks just like the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. It doesn't seem like an upgrade, but the upgrades took place on the inside, and you have some very subtle changes around the tablet here. My hope was that, and this was way before the leaks, my hope was that Samsung was going to come up with another completely different design, because if you remember, this look here is completely different from what we saw on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6, right? So going from the Tab S6 to the Tab S7 was a radical design. My hope was that going from the S7 or the S7 Plus to the S8 or the S8 Plus would be also just as radical, until we saw the leaks that it was going to look the same. Now, the second thing that I like the least about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus is the keyboard, right? Because the keyboard for it is essentially the Samsung keyboard that we have for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, right? Which doesn't have backlight. It is pretty flimsy, it is expensive, and it just wasn't it. If you want to know more about it, I did make a full review of that keyboard. It worked well. It was a decent keyboard, but it just wasn't $230, however much I paid for it. It just wasn't worth that. So the keyboard is another thing that I don't necessarily like about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. And added to that, the new keyboard for it, the slim book cover keyboard for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus here, it just doesn't do it for me, right? It's also just as flimsy, as thin. Yeah, no good. But anyway, so let's go ahead and jump onto the third things here. The last thing that I don't like about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, and I'm pretty sure you can see that I'm reaching right now. At this point, I'm just reaching, because a lot of things, the things that I'm covering here are not necessarily things that a lot of people will complain about. But anyway, so the last thing here is going to be the app support, right? So we already do have some pro apps here, and we are waiting for LumaFusion to hit Android, but the lack of some of the other pro apps on the Android platform, I would say, would be the third thing that I don't like about this particular tablet. But again, like I said, at this point, I'm just reaching, because the tablet itself is a fantastic tablet. I definitely recommend this guy here, 100%. If you are in the market for this guy here, just go ahead and grab one. But anyway, so those were my top 3 favorite and top 3 least favorite things about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. Although, when it came down to the least favorite things, I didn't seem to have too many, right? It's simply because the tablet is just that good. Anyway, I'm simply hoping that this was informative. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in that comment section. Let me know also if you have any questions or anything that you'd like to for me to make a video on. Share this video, like the video, of course, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to catch you, like I say, in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.